Want to paint a detailed hummingbird without painting every feather? And would like to keep your reds and greens clean next to each other? Into this video, we're going to be painting a ruby-throated hummingbird with vibrant colors and with wings that feel like they're actually moving. So let's get to it. So I'm going to be doing this one a little bit differently. I will start with my flower, then I will paint the bird body color, and then I will show you how I handle the wings to create movement, and we will finish with the sub background at the end so the bird really stands out. And if you want to paint along with me, the tracing template and reference photo for my Patreon are going to be linked in the description. Now, why am I starting with the flower? This is on purpose because it helped me set the warm color and value range before I bring in the hummingbird. And that makes it so much easier to keep the reds and the greens clean. I'm coming here with my primary yellow, whichever you have. I usually use my Hansa yellow light. First I bring in all my yellow, like an underpainting, so it guides my eye. Oh, where is yellow and the other part is going to be green. So let's just drop this one first and allow this to dry. This is the all green gold. So the ones here are going to be a little bit darker. So because of that, I'm coming with the sap green. It still is very diluted. We're going to build some layers. My paint right now not to be too thick from the get-go. I'm coming now with light queen gold, and I just bring in some in the middle and a little bit to warm up this petal. Now I am not going to spend a lot of time doing the flower because this painting is not about the flower, it's about our hummingbird. This is one with color and this is one with water. Because this the beak of the bird, these birds, is amazing how Mother Nature is. It fits perfectly in this type of flower. So this is going to be all dark. And I need to put these light colors before, otherwise when I go with the water, I could make a big mess if I was to do the bird first. So that's another reason why we start with the flower. Okay, I'm gonna bring a little bit of that queen gold around here and the interior of this flower. This part of the flower is going to be a little bit darker. So we will have to come with a few grays and a little bit. All right, back to the sap green. Let's just separate some of these leaves. So I'm separating a few of these, marking more like what the leaf is going to be here. Okay, around here. This, I'm alternating between getting sap green, that is a little bit darker in some places. I go with water. And then, like for example, here, this one will be more in the light. Well, then I start with the sap green at the bottom, then I'm quickly gonna switch to the gold green, and then I'm gonna finish painting this gold green. I know that right now it looks like it's the same color, but wait till I bring the water. See, this is gold green. And this part over here is in shadow, so I'll wait a little bit. Then I did a mix of the sap green, and I added a little bit of blue. I believe it was phthalo blue. Let me bring a little bit more blue over here so that my green is even darker. Okay. And I just want a couple of things growing here and there, like coming down too. And again, right now I'm just making the impressions of some leaves, but I don't need to paint them. I'm coming here with a little bit of red, and I'm gonna go right away with water. I have that red right here. Let me put a little bit, and this is gonna help it turn, like it's turning. Go with water. I don't want to bring it too much out, just a hint. I'm coming with a very diluted neutral tint. And then we're going to put a little bit on this inside part of our flower to make it look like it's the inside. Let's just make it a little more transparent, meaning show a little bit of that yellow that I kind of took away by lifting a little bit. Oh, I have another, a little bit of gray. So we're going to make this petal turn even more. Now I go just with water and bleed these two. And I'm gonna call this flower done for right now. I'm coming with a little bit of the neutral tint, dilute it, and then I'm gonna bring it with the leftover of the greens that I was having. The head first and the beak, because those are my anchor points. So if the head feels right, then I can be much looser in other areas, and the bird will still look believable. Okay, so I'm coming here with water, and with color, and right away I'm coming with water. I'm bringing a little bit of my gold green, but very diluted, okay? I'm bringing it here. All right, while this is wet, I'm gonna come, again, I'm bringing all this light, okay? With a little bit of Viridian. Between the Viridian and the gold green, I'm trying to get that iridescent. We put a little bit of a buffer between the green and this other one. The Pyrrol red, diluted but by itself, so start giving me a hint of reds. I'm gonna let this dry. It's black, and I'm gonna use my own black that I mixed with French Ultramarine bronze. And I'm using, because this is a small area, I'm using a very small brush. I think I'm using a zero of the Escora Perla. All of a sudden, just by putting this eye, our bird feels alive. A little bit dark over here. And then with the one that only has water, I'm gonna pick that color and I'm gonna bring it lighter to the top edge of the flower. I bleed this out so it will get together with, instead of just being there like copy and paste. But I do want this to look a little straight. Wet slightly around here, so that as I put my my dark color, I will not have a hard edge. This is gonna give the head of the our bird shape, meaning it's gonna make it turn, make it look 3D. Gold green. I allow some of this color to go into the gray. While it's wet, I bring a little bit of the Viridian, and this Viridian, so that one and this one, will allow us to make it look as if it's more iridescent. So, I'm continuing with my neutral tint. There goes. This part over here is almost, this one is almost just as black as the eye. Top. Pyrrol red mixed. So I put it around here, because now it's a lot of color of that. I'm using a soft brush. Top. Start dropping some. A little bit around here, a little bit around there, a little bit. Like, I'm gonna put some water here. Coming with neutral tint, just as my buffer. All right, and now with only water, I don't want to keep spreading the color into it, so I go in the opposite direction, and then I push. There it goes. It looks really natural. Now I'm switching to my. I think this is a Pyrrol red, and then I'm going to put a little bit brighter right here. But again, I am not starting this color on a white paper. I'm putting it in paper that already has color. So yeah, it looks pretty bright right now. Water, tap, especially here and there, where it's going to start the white feathers. They make it look like if they go in the scales, sort of. So I want to replicate a little bit of that, but I am not painting every single one of them. That will drive me nuts. So, neutral tint, we're gonna try to make a circle, go like that, and now I can just tap. And this is giving us the kind of, the thing that we wanted, darker and lighter and brighter, but also with the watercolor kind of look. This is already blending in, not giving me a hard edge, and that's exactly what I wanted. All right, like I said, most of the detail is in the head, and we almost, let's just put a couple of these darks here and there. And we're almost done with it, so one more detail, which is gonna be doing the same thing, since I'm kind of doing like that, bring a few of the neutral tint. So dilute some, but not completely, so those little dots are there to let us pretend that it's part of the texture of the bird. Now I'm wetting. We get some wetness here with the body, and the wings will go just to have a kind of like a hole. I am now wetting the white area. There will be a buffer between this and the greens. Remember, we are painting with reds and greens. Reds and greens are opposite in the color wheel. What does that mean? Well, it means that if they mix together, they give us blacks or browns. And that's the last thing that we want for this bird. We want it to be bright. Coming with gold green. Bring it around here too. And then we will have some grays. But because I'm using a very soft brush, sometimes, putting the water in one end and another one will give you this. But since everything is wet, I can go ahead and bring some more. Now, I don't mind this because it gives me texture. And really, if you want to paint a bird with details, but without having to go like every single feather, then this type of texture is what it makes it believable. Viridian. I am not going full strength, by the way. I still have these colors fairly diluted. I'm starting to turn and make them like the curvy, so that the bird body has also some shape, starting to get the shape. I'm coming here with a little bit of French Ultramarine. This is my Queen Gold with a little bit of the neutral tint. So if I go like this, then I come with water right away. Already getting a little bit of that texture. I want to start giving the impression of the wing. Come with water and put this in whole. We're going to do something with this and a little bit. Viridian. Come with just water and tap, tap. Or you could also come with gold green and just tap with that one. Neutral tint diluted. To this one, I bring my Queen Gold. I have it almost like a green. So if I bring some of my maroon sienna, then I turn this into that's what I'm aiming for. We come in with the color a little bit to give form to the body. I want some blending, but again, I want some of the fresh color that I put to show. So this is olive green, gold green, some neutral tint, and a little bit of Viridian, very light. From there, maybe go darker here. Everything is wet. Neutral tint, while it's wet, and there it goes. But now we bring some here on the front. I do need to let this dry before I can do anything with this. So this is how I like to build the impressions of feathers. This will have to turn around, so I'm mindful of that. Then I put some, tap, 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 and then we get those textures, the red light feathers, without having to paint all of them. Here is my the colors that I was using for the wing, but I brought a little bit of blue to it. This goes like this. So that's how we want it to be. As if it is around. I want it a little bit darker here, so I'm coming with a little bit of indigo. I have basically nothing here. And then I just bring it out so that it goes into the other colors. Let's just get some intentional strokes, meaning some of these will start going into this direction, like turning into the body, and some will be like turning into the wing. I got texture there. Let's just bring some texture here. This is Viridian with a little bit of the neutral tint. And I'm gonna bring a couple. Nothing major. Now, like I said, this is the muzzle that attaches to them, to the wing. I come with the same brown for right now. I just want to have our edge right here. I bleed. Come again. To be a little darker here because this is helping separate one wing from the other. The tail, I want to put it with a slightly more neutral tint. So tail, it's just going to be a big liner here. And then one water. And then this one will end a little bit shorter than the other. There it goes, till around there. Okay, let's bring some of the darker color a little bit here and there too. All right, and now for the wings, we want to give the impression of movement. So for that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wet here in the middle part. I got brown here with neutral tint, and I bring one more brown and less neutral tint. The idea is to give here a few strokes, movement strokes, that they define my wing a little. Come with a lot of water that I already have here and do some of this blending. Having definition in some areas and very little one and the others is what is going to give that impression of movement. So obviously everything doesn't have to be hard edge, so in some of them I come with water, and some of them I come with more water. And then, like for example here, I can reload and make this one a little bit darker. So from the bottom and a little bit from the top. And then again, soft brush, and then we're gonna allow this to blend however they want. This is what is gonna give us that impression of movement and transparency of the wings. Go and drop a little extra water. This is what I'm gonna do, because the water does whatever it wants, and that way it'd be more surprising, so to speak. Although I like my wings a lot the way they are. Just a little bit of water there. Right. Our wings are drying beautifully. You can never, if you try to do it with the brush, it doesn't never get this beautiful. Look at that, got good transparency. And now we're gonna do this, this very important step, which is we're gonna add a background, and I leave it to the end on purpose because now I can clearly see where the bird is now and decide how much contrast it needs. I want the background to feel out of focus, so that is supportive of the bird and the flower, but not distracting. So I'm going to start by wetting, I'm going to come here very close to my flower, because I'm going to start here. And I don't want to have too many hard edges, so I'm going to go from there, and then I bring it as close as I can, again, to my hummingbird. A little bit of India through blue. I'm going to bring that one close. The color is going to follow wherever I put the water. Very detailed area. I mean, we work hard for this detail. I don't want to lose it. There it goes. And then I push it away. And then with only water, well, this is color. With only water, now I blend this. I don't want everything to be even or solid. All right, so I'm continue to go here. I'm gonna go for more to less, so I'm waiting with a bigger brush, because if I take too long, this water will push onto the other ones, and it will give me a little bit of blossoms, which is okay because I'm trying to create but at one point it may be too much. I don't wanna have a hard edge around the bird, so I'm coming just with my thin brush, only water, and I bring it close. I don't want the wings to look copy-paste. So how do am I gonna avoid that? By bringing some water inside the tips of the wing. So clear water. I don't want that in the body. In the body, I'm gonna stay away from the body, only in the tips, okay, of the wings. Different. I'm bringing my Perylene brown. Oops, let's just get more of the red. There it goes. Bring some of the blues. Water. I just blend this a little, and because I have water over there, I'm gonna let the water do whatever it wants to do. Got some of that. I'm gonna bring some blue here, and I'm gonna bring some of those kind of pinky reds here too. Those reds. I mean, this is just a little bit of what I was having left in my palette, which was a little bit of the Perylene red, a little bit of the Pyrrol red. Okay, and now keep in mind these colors, there's a lot of water here, so these colors are also gonna dry a lot lighter. Okay, so first I drop the color. I blend this thin brush to my berry and the flower. All right, so the important thing I had to do is this, because the ones inside I can take my time since they are all inside. I feel like if I have some of the reds are there, that I should bring a few over here as well, so that we unify. It doesn't feel like we have two different backgrounds. There are a couple places here and there. We're gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna come and put a couple very light details. These are not extra details. These are just small adjustments now that I have the whole thing completed. So I feel like this wing needs to get in the top, be a little bit more separated. I also feel like this wing is too green. So with the same color that we used to do the movement wing, I'm gonna come and then I'm gonna put a glaze. So to the body, let's just go out here. But I'm gonna leave that lighter, because that wing is also being moving. There's also in motion. We just need to put the tag and feet, and for that I'm gonna bring my neutral tint, but you could also use black paint if that's what you prefer. Hope that this help you to see how to create motion by putting very little detail on the wings, and also how to create the impression of a lot of detail in the body without putting actually every single feather. Let me get another one here. Will be one, and it should be a second one next to it. The template, the tracing template, and the reference picture, if you want to paint, are in my Patreon. I will put the link in the description. And if you enjoy this video, this tutorial, feel free to subscribe. And as always, I thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next video.